Dear steadfast keeper of the eternal flame of inspiration amidst the daily mundane, we've laid some basic perspectives down: the cultural and economic and social context for our parenting and our making, the possibility of our own well-being being primary, the fact our creative fire is a light that will never go out. Now we can get focused on action. Let's start shifting some shit. Welcome to day 4 of Sparktending, 5 to 10 minutes a day of reflections and tips towards self-care and creative practice for moms. So there are 2 ways to approach the project of building more room for your creative soul to flourish in your life or back into your life. One is to look at your life as it is, change nothing about what it looks like on your calendar, but infuse the whole story with a strengthened ethos of inspiration and experience of creative living in every moment. The other is to take some tools and some magic dust on over to your calendar and make space appear where you thought it couldn't. Today, we look at the first. Tomorrow, we'll do the calendar fairy magic. So assume for today that you don't have to carve more time in your calendar for creative production just now. Let's also assume that if you spend a lot of your day right now feeling buried or preoccupied or numb or tense or bored or just busy or whatever the opposite of being lit up is, that 1, it's not your fault. The conditions of parenting in this society right now set you up for this. 2, you, like all of us, have been duped by the world of clocks and calendars to think that they are the definers and bosses of time and experience, thus leaving your mind continually fragmented and running at a pace with the clock. And 3, you probably need more self-love, self-care, rest, and nourishment on many levels coming into your being before you can put out anything. And part of the misconception here is that creativity is putting out. It doesn't have to be. Creativity and time. Creativity is complex, and creativity is wild. Creativity is our undomesticated toddler, exploring the world in a deep space-time trip where learning to walk is an epic journey through the ages, while we grown-ups experience 5 minutes. Creativity is the cheetah racing across the plains, her heartbeat and the wind and the springbok and the waving of the grasses all singing in a weird harmony. Do you think creativity really cares if you are clocking in? I don't think so. I think creativity cares when you're in communion with it, while you're vacuuming, while you're riding the train, while you're peeing. And you know what? It doesn't take time, and it's not work. Creativity in and of itself is not work. It's the voice of your soul. It's your wild heart speaking in tongues. It's your playful child self making mischief. It's simply you. Making time to do creative labor is useful for getting creative work done. But there's a lot more to creative development and creative life than work. It's a way of being that, when tended to, always brings new things into being, unstoppably. What feeds your wild self? What ways of being, not things to do, but ways of being, cultivate the part of you that knows that there is more than tasks and challenges and schedule? More, the part of you that's unconsciously aware that even in broad daylight, 1 billion stars twinkle overhead. That there's molten lava deep below our feet, that it's unbelievable and strange that we're actually here. That marvels at the phenomenon of love, or of having a voice, this musical instrument built into our bodies. Or that we have hands and minds so that we can create things that never existed before, out of our mashed potatoes, or out of clay, out of a discarded piece of paper, or out of building materials. What feeds your wild self? Don't think too hard about the answer. We get so impoverished in this area that we often can't tell that the answers are sitting right at the edge of the desk we're sitting at. The answer's sitting right on our shoulder. The answer is in that little bird that's singing outside our window. Here's an example for me. Some kinds of music really open a portal for me in the middle of my daily whatever to something soulful or something divine, something that opens my heart or stimulates my mind, something other, that's something more. I'll be just doing the dishes and thinking about some problem, worrying about something, and my husband will put on a piece of music that he loves, and suddenly I'm caught, suspended, listening. And then I'm in a forest, or I'm thinking about a mother holding her son and I'm crying, or I'm rocking along to the beats. It's a transcendent moment, but or maybe an interbeing moment. I'm more here in that moment than anywhere else. But I don't go and install Spotify on my computer and start building playlists that will provide a sublime soundtrack for my day. Each time I decide not to do that in favor of the next practical thing on my to-do list, it's like I'm saying, the soul doesn't matter. Only my production matters. It's a moment of self-exploitation. It's a moment of submerging my artist self, which we all have. So my task today might be, today I'm going to install Spotify. I can answer another email while it's installing. I don't have to actually change much. I just get to install it. And whenever I have a moment, I get to find a song I love and put it on there and make a playlist. It works for me with singing. I'll sing in the shower. I'll sing in the car. I encourage myself to take whatever weird little ditty comes to my mind. And I'm here to tell you, since I was about 8 years old, and that was 1978, this one little ditty from an ad for a used car place has stuck in my mind, and it goes something like this. Silver Lake Dodge and Leasing. I don't know why it's there, but somehow this little ditty has become an important part of my life. So I start there, and I riff on it, and I riff on it, and I sing on it while I'm driving to the grocery store until I'm hearing something I didn't imagine myself singing. It makes for long showers, and over time it's become this dialogue with the musical instrument of my voice, which is not a professional one, and with mystery and collaboration and humor and culture and creation. I'll list some more examples for you. They may all seem independently inconsequential, not impactful, dumb. But if you did some of these every day, and some of your own that you'll come up with, some part of your spirit begins to wake up. Parts of your creative mind and your instinct begin to sharpen again. Your creative development begins to happen despite the conditions. It begins to accelerate. This is a powerful strength. It's a superpower. It can become, like all aspects of your self-care, totally non-negotiable. It's entirely consistent with being with your kids. Try to out-playful them, out-weird them. Let them lead you and guide you. They are creative geniuses. Don't clean for a day and ask them to turn your house into a fairy forest. Give up, give in to their leadership here. Here's the beginning of a list. You add to it. Don't just mop the floor. Get your ass and the mop moving in rhythmic, related circles. Don't just drive your kids to school to pick them up. Sing like it's the most epic journey of your life. Practice joy, even if you have to fake it till you make it. Make fun of joy if you have to. Make fun of sadness. Talk to yourself. Silly walk every time you walk through your house for a whole day, especially if you're alone. And check in with your heart at bedtime. Breathe like a sexy beast. Breathe like a marathon runner. Breathe like a wildflower. Imagine your breath as the breath of any animal or a star. Try breathing like a snail. Breathe in unison with someone on the other side of the earth for a moment. That's an exquisite artwork. You can do it while you're on the phone with the debt collector. Sing to the debt collector. Defy the rules. Reach out. Try things. Try everything and anything. Write while you're doing whatever you're already doing. You'll forget all of this. You will re-enter the amnesia that we all swim in, over and over. Make a list of 40 or 50 ideas like this. Cut them out of the page so each idea is on its own little chip of paper. Fold it and put it all in a bowl and keep that bowl next to you at your work desk or wherever you are. Put some in your purse or your backpack or your book bag. Now all you have to do is draw an instruction every time you look at the bowl. Try to load these things into your life for a few days. Report back. Tune in tomorrow for magical calendar bending maternal time tricks, and share this video with anyone that you think will love it. Sign up to have these delivered daily to your inbox at amywalsh.net/spark.